Why I'm glad I'm not free, in the way Arminians and Molinists are. Maybe this will help you understand why my heart leads me to Calvinism, not just my mind. Supposition: true love requires true freedom. It may surprise you, but as a complementarian Calvinist with a few qualifiers, I agree with that statement. I just have one request. Don't diminish God's sovereign election, the very thing that secures my freedom and determines that I stay by His side. A hypothetical situation. Before I get too far ahead of myself, imagine this. God is not in control. He is bringing about His elect without His sovereign, determining will. Imagine a reality, not only here on earth before Christ returns, but even after, for all eternity, where your salvation is kept not by His power, but by your own will, where your continued faith depends entirely on your ability to hold on. Think about that. Throughout all the ages to come, every choice, every opportunity, every trial that awaits you on the new earth, not to mention whatever else God has planned, your libertarian freedom, your power of contrary choice, could at any moment pull you away from Him. Your eternal future would rest entirely on your own shoulders. In that case, you'd be just like the angels, and just like those who fell, you could fall too, led by your own passions, with no sovereign grace holding you fast. Your liberty to rebel would remain intact forever, and if your faith endured, it would be because you preserved it. For all eternity, you would be the one ultimately responsible for you. For me, that thought isn't just unsettling. It's existentially terrifying. I know myself too well. I don't trust me. At some point, whether in time or in eternity, I would blow it. A unified theology of freedom in eternity. I don't think anyone could live with that kind of uncertainty. And to be fair, I don't know of any theological system that actually teaches this view, so don't accuse me of straw-manning. My point is this: we all intuitively know that eternity must be secure. And it won't be secure because we suddenly become more stable or morally invincible. It will be secure because God will sovereignly keep us. If election depended on who makes it to the end, none of us would make it. You might say, yes, Michael, but God doesn't take away our freedom. He just takes away sin. But unless sin is some kind of substance I'm unaware of, I don't know what that means. Sin isn't a thing. It's a negation. Like darkness is to light. It has no substance of its own. When Satan fell, he simply chose against God's goodness. He turned from light toward the absence of light. So unless you believe that libertarian free will ceases to exist in eternity, you're still stuck with the terrifying possibility of defection. That's why, even among those who affirm libertarian freedom now, no one carries that model into eternity. Not Catholics, not Orthodox, not Arminians, not Molinists, as far as I know, and certainly not Calvinists, because eternity is a long time. And nobody wants their eternal security to depend on the instability of their own will, especially if that will operates outside of God's sovereign determination to keep you. Let's break down the views. Arminians believe that true love and faith require genuine free will. God's grace enables the choice but doesn't override it. The emphasis is on human responsibility. You must respond, you must choose. Molinists agree with the importance of free will, but introduce the concept of middle knowledge. God knows every possible scenario and every possible choice you would make, and He orders the world so that His will is fulfilled through your freely made decisions. Compatibilist Calvinists believe God's sovereignty and human responsibility work together. They affirm that we make real choices, but that God's sovereign grace ensures that His elect will persevere in both time and eternity. Our freedom is real, but it's never untethered from His will. If God were to back off and leave us to ourselves, where our will is the final deciding factor in whether we abide in Him, we're all sunk. And here's the real question. If sovereign grace will keep us in eternity, why wouldn't it be just as necessary now? If uncoerced freedom is essential to love now, what changes in eternity that makes our will suddenly trustworthy? In the end, what saves me must also be what keeps me, and what keeps me must be what saved me. You can't swap out God's sovereignty for human freedom in one part of the equation without breaking the whole thing. The only thing more terrifying than being left to myself in time is being left to myself in eternity. Full circle, freedom reconsidered. So yes, true love does require true freedom. But the greatest love isn't that we hold on to Him. It's that he holds on to us. In eternity, our love is perfected not by the strength of our will, but by the unshakable sovereign love of God that secures us forever. So I am secure now and for all eternity. Therefore my heart can rest, and I don't believe it is misleading me.